Ladies and gentlemen, who's still playing this one in 2019? Well, who's playing this outside of Brazil anyways? That's me, capital G, with Cyborg Hunter for the Sega Master System. Bit of a childhood favorite of mine. Short little game to revisit and have some fun with. And also, see how well my new computer records gameplay. So what do we got going on here? Well, we got a little avatar here. His name is Paladin. And as the title implies, he hunts cyborgs because apparently cyborgs are evil. Just some straight up 80s sci-fi. I guess Terminator had a big influence on this one. Let's jump into the game and give you a bit more details on this hidden gem. So when playing this game, you need to set up two controllers. Controller 1, of course, lets you jump and punch. Controller 2 is what allows you to go to the menu and switch weapons and items. Looking at the screen here, of course, the play area is on the bottom half. Top left, that's the sort of 3D view of the corridor in front of you. If there's any enemies in the corridor, you'll see them in either white or red. And on the top right is your map. In this sort of stage select screen, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so 7 stages to play through. You can only select from the first 3 stages, although really the game is actually very linear. There is no need for that, so we're going to be playing through all 7 stages, starting with A, of course, so let's try to start the game. So we've got a nice little, I say nice, but we do have a little bit of exposition from Astra. Doesn't tell you anything about the plot, it just tells you that you should take items in each of the areas. For example, looking for the shield in Area A. I guess they tell you that because it's actually easy to miss the item and try to continue the game without it. So Area A. You'll notice all the maps will look fairly similar. And every area is going to have sort of minor and major enemies to deal with. Major enemies are always in white, and there's a limited number of them in each stage. So for example, there are 4 major enemies in this stage. They're in white. Once you defeat them, they're off the map for good. Minor enemies will regenerate every time you re-enter a floor. So as you can see, in this case, there's up to 5 floors in each area. And if you look at the map, you can see that this elevator can take us all the way up to the 4th floor. We're just going to go floors by one by one here. And we're going to stick with our regular punches for now. And notice that as whenever you're approaching a major enemy, you're going to get a chime. So it tells you that you're on the right track for hunting these guys down. But you've seen a lot of the normal punch. Let's see what the Psycho Punch looks like. Psycho Punch uses what's called Psycho Power. That's that PP meter that you see over there. And it's basically a ranged punch. It has double the power of your regular punches. However, refills are actually fairly sparse. So, here in this first stage, not such a big deal. I can finish the stage with it. However, there are other stages where you might not be able to get refills so easily. And the Psycho Punch, as you can see, actually uses up a lot of this energy. Floor number 4. As you can see, we've got only one more mini-boss to deal with. I call them mini-bosses as some of the areas do have, in fact, a big bad. He's right there. There we are. And that Is that the shield that Astra's been telling us about? Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and put that on. It doesn't have any practical use outside of Area B, honestly, but may as well equip it so we don't forget it. Alright, so now that we've beaten all of the major enemies, the mini-bosses if you will, we are allowed to leave. But before we do, I'll show you a quick little tactic here. And that is that I like replenishment items for life and for psycho power refill, so you can actually top up on these just by leaving the floor and returning. So life's pretty much full. We'll do the same thing here for psycho power. There it is. And after we're done this, we're going to go on to Area B. For this first video, I am going to split it up. So for this first video, we're going to do Areas A and B. And the next video, we'll do Area C and possibly Area D. We'll see how it plays out. Again, because power-ups are sparse, we'll go ahead and max that out, and then we will leave. So yeah, so why am I playing this particular game, Cyborg Hunter, in 2019? And the answer is because, well, I do want to get back to some Let's Plays, and I want to keep it to shorter games. This is one I can get done in 3 to 4 videos. So, yeah, so you see these barriers? This is what the shield is for. If you try to jump through these without your shield, you die. Straight up. And as you can see, this area has a new mini-enemy. I don't know what you call these guys. But they do spit fireballs in an arc, so we don't want to really get hit by that, the way I just did. And with our new minor enemies, we get new major enemies. And this guy, just call him a grasshopper, because that's what he does. If you try to psycho punch him from a distance, he jumps. You have to be point blank to get a good hit on him. He is fairly fragile, though, so you should be able to take them out fairly easily. Fairly and verily put together. What else could I tell you about this? Oh, this game does have an FM sound subset, but being a North American Master System user, I did not have the FM option. So, these are the sounds that I'm used to. And honestly, at least for this game, the FM sounds so... Like, this game was not... Like, the game's music was not designed for the FM chip. It was definitely designed for... Designed for the MIDI. Hey, new item! Anytime you get a new item that isn't like a P or an L, check it out, because you never know what it can do for you. In this case, we have a jet engine. Let's try it. That's right, the jet engine's a rocket pack. It doesn't add anything to your avatar, of course. In fact, your avatar doesn't even look like it's moving if the screen wasn't scrolling. He's just kind of like, just standing there. But, control's very easy. The only catch is that you cannot use elevators or bombs when you have the jet engine on. By the way, did I mention we have bombs? You can hold, I believe, up to 3 bombs, and they are collectible. And they deal, let's say, 2 damage to everything on the floor, not just on screen, but on the floor. So, for example, this guy who would normally take 2 hits has already been damaged by that bomb. Same is true for this guy over here, our next mini-boss. So we've got him taken out. Let's go on to the top floor here in Area B and see if we can find our last one. You will never have more than one mini-boss on a given floor. We're gonna switch to our jet engine, and you'll see why here in just a second. That's a lot of electric flooring, you can't jump over that, so may as well do it this way. Also, the jet engine makes it easier to fight these jumpers because when you're floating and you're aiming your psycho punches at their head, they don't know what to do with it, so they don't jump. And that looked like a gun. So let's see if it's a gun. It's a gun. Straight up ray gun. No ammo limit, and it doesn't affect your psycho power at all. So they do the same kind of damage as your punch, but they don't have that knockback feature. So depending on the enemies you're fighting, sometimes the ray gun is the superior option, sometimes it's your punch. So that refilled a little bit of our psycho power. I could use the elevator trick to top up here, but the way I see it, I need to refill my life anyway, so I'm going to go back to Area 1, and I'm going to refill my psycho power and my life power. Now let's just make absolutely certain I got my shield equipped, which I do. The worst is if you've switched to normal by accident, and then you jump into the thing and die. You do get continues, I think you get 2 continues. Alright, so that's just the first couple of stages. Area C is actually pretty tough, so we're going to cut it off here. I'm going to go back to Area A, do my refills, and in the next video, we will do Area C. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you stick around for this one. It should be a fairly short series, 3 to 4 episodes, if I record this properly, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now.